Hey everyone, Sandy Chalk News Reports. We're back in another video, and today we're talking about the Winnipeg Jets, a season preview of what we can expect from these Winnipeg Jets this coming season. Now we'll talk about the new arrivals, some young players, the core players, and do they make the playoffs this year? Last year, they missed the playoffs for the first time in some years. Couple years. Well, more than a couple, maybe like 3-4 years. But the team just couldn't do it last year. They was trying. They were up and down, win some games, lose some games, about 500. The whole season kind of back and forth. Well, we won some games and they lose the games, and they were stuck there. And then they found a little momentum, but just not enough to get into the playoffs to be in a wild card spot at least. So they failed that. They done not too many moves this offseason. I guess they trust the team of the players they do have. But we have, a couple of days ago, we had some big news about the Jets. We'll get into about the captain, Blake Wheeler, and what happened to him. But starting off with the new arrivals, who have they brought in? Not too many. We talked about the Red Wings the other day. They had a whole list. Perron, Sherratt, Kopp, and many others. But let's talk about what they had brought in. Sam Gagner, a couple of weeks ago, they actually brought him in on league minimum. This is good, depth move by them in the bottom six. He played, I thought he played pretty well with the Red Wings last year. Sam Gagner can give you about 10 to 15 points-ish. We'll see how he does. I like that pickup. Good depth move. Good thing for them. They also pick up a backup goalie. David Rittich is going to the Winnipeg Jets. He played in Nashville last year. Kind of wasn't the best. Like he really didn't do much. He tried to show that he was good, but just not the best. He's a big goalie. The Calgary Flames had him before. They kind of failed him. Kind of like, hey, he's not good enough. They tried with him, the Flames have tried with him, but it didn't work out. And now the Jets are giving him a chance too. So we'll see how he does, I don't think he's going to get so many starts because you have Connor Hellebuyck, who's your Vezina winner before, previous Vezina winner. He might get around 10 to 15 starts, potentially around that. We'll see what happens, how he does. So we'll see what happens. They bring in Kevin Stentlin, who's actually from the Blue Jackets. He was played mostly in the AHL with the Cleveland Monsters. Had some good points he put up. A new team, a new environment for him is good for him. See if he makes the lineup, maybe in the bottom six, and that could be a good pick for him. We'll see what happens. And they had a defenseman here, lastly, Kyle Kapelobinko. He was in the Coyotes. I actually kind of liked what he did last year with the Coyotes, but he's a big defenseman, puck-moving guy, mobile defenseman. The Jets could use a guy like that again. They've been trying to add that. So Kapelobinko, we'll see if he makes it on the team. So we'll see what happens with Kyle Kapelobinko. Good signing though. It'll be underrated. We'll see if it's underrated or not if he does well. So be interesting. Now moving on to the young players, we have Chaz Lucius, and this is an interesting one. He played in the University of Minnesota last year. Had almost a point a game in the NCAA. Really good. I like Chaz Lucius. I really liked him in his draft year. He was injured for a good amount of the season, so teams kind of overlooked him. I thought, hey, pick him up. This guy has tremendous talent. No doubt he was hurt, but we'll see what happens. And you look at David Gustafsson. He's 22. Last 3 years, he's been trying to crack the Jets lineup. He has not been able to do it. Not good enough. Maybe this is the year he can try to get being stable with the Jets organization. We'll see what happens. And then you have Bodine, who is a goalie. He's 24 now. This is about the time you can see if they make a break around this time, a little bit later. But I thought he's been good with the Manitoba Moose. But they have Rittich. But maybe Bodine does push out Rittich out of that job. It's very possible he can. And then you have Chris Holm, who's a good puck-moving defenseman, young player for them. And you have Gronke, who I think he has about 36 points last year, around that. Another guy that you can try out. Sandberg, another one. Another defenseman, Ville Heinola, he's another defenseman. You have some players, you have to develop them. Get these young defensemen and develop these guys. Very important. And then you have Cole Buffetti, who's expected to get right into that top 9 of the Winnipeg Jets lineup as a forward, as a center. He's a very good offensive gifted player, so hope for the best for him. Looking at the core of these Winnipeg Jets, look at the forwards: Blake Wheeler, Kyle Connell, Mark Scheifele, Nikolai Ehlers, and Pierre-Louis Dubois. Those are some good pickups there. I mean, not pickups, core players. Offense, you really do have something there for sure. Let's talk about the Blake Wheeler situation now, the captaincy. So, a couple of days ago, we had Blake Wheeler lose his captaincy. And Rick Bowness, the new head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, said they want to expand their captaincy role and have a couple, like about 4 alternate captains or assistant captains there instead. It could be Ehlers, Scheifele, Connell. I would be interested if Wheeler does get an A on his jersey. I don't know if he will or not. It'd be interesting if they do or not. But it is interesting. Kyle Connell is one of the best on this list here in the forwards group now. He's an offensive gifted player. Maybe he gets maybe he does become the captain. I don't know. I thought Kyle Connell would be a cool captain to have. He's offense, like I said. We'll see how many points he gets. He's going to be 4 more years with the Winnipeg Jets. He's already had 384 games. He's been playing with the Jets for a long time already. About almost 6 years already. So, he's been really good. 93 points. Yeah, 93 points. Almost 100 points. So, hey, I would give it to Kyle Connell. 4 more years on a deal. But, if you can show, hey, you're going to be our new captain, new leader here, we'll see what happens. Now, Mark Scheifele is one of the originals of the Winnipeg Jets. Him, Wheeler, the problem about Scheifele is he's 29, which that's not a big problem. You can always make a captain around that age too. But he's almost done with his deal. Mark Scheifele has 2 years until he's a UFA. And there's been questions, does he want to stay around with the Jets? Does he want to be there still? He said, oh yeah, I like it here, but he only has 2 years left. He's been there since 2012, the 13th season. 70 points last year. He just gets he's just such a good player. At 6.125, which is an amazing contract for him. So, we'll see what happens with Scheifele. And then you have also Nikolai Ehlers has 3 years until he's a UFA. 55 points in 62 games. He's another guy. Could you make him the captain? And then you have Pierre-Louis Dubois, who he signed a 1-year deal for $5 million. It's still going to be off at the end of the year, but he's been rumored he wants to go to Montreal. He's trying to showcase himself and trying to move out of Winnipeg after moving out from Columbus a couple years ago. So, maybe this team got to go through a rebuild eventually. There was some short-term deals here, and that's a problem. Winnipeg has a problem with keeping guys around for some time. They do. So moving on to the defense of the core, you have Josh Morrissey and Neil Pionk. Those are your core defensemen right there. Pionk was a great pickup from the Trouba deal a couple years ago. I like that. Good, stable defenseman on the right side. Morrissey's a good puck-moving guy. And then you have your Vezina, former Vezina winner here in Connor Hellebuyck. The thing is, you don't have to worry about goaltending. Just give him some nights off. And that's all, You don't have to worry about, I gotta get a new goaltender, this is not working out good. It's fine. Things are good. Looking at who else we have, Lowry, Appleton, to add in the top 9 there for the forward group. Jason Hawkins is a good pick there. You also have, Morgan Barron they picked up from that cop deal last year at the deadline. Some guys here, so we'll see how they do. Rick Bowness is more of a defensive-minded coach, so we see they can do more defensively, but also can have this offense to win games. And on defense, you have Dylan, who's a good shutdown guy. DeMello, another shutdown guy. Nate Schmidt, who's a puck-moving guy, too. Logan Stanley, who's a big defenseman. He's like 6'8" or something. 6'6", I should say. Yeah, so Logan Stanley's a big guy, too. So you have some big guys on defense. I think they are a little underrated on defense now. They've been trying to add them. And, yeah, so there you go. So the question now is, do they make the playoffs? Is it possible? People have been saying, oh, they're stale, going into the season it could be stale. What is the possibility of them making the playoffs? I think they might be where they are, but a little bit better this year. Just a little bit better. I think you're going to see them a little bit better here. They added some things here. See if some of the young players can, do their thing. I like the defensive-minded coach coming in. A new coach. A new atmosphere with a new alternate captains they're going to have, which is going to be interesting. You look at the division and what we have in the Central Division with the Jets. The teams there, Nashville, on the Predators, the Coyotes, Jets, Wild, Stars, Avalanche, Blues, and the Blackhawks. So, do they make it a wild card spot? I think it's possible. They can be contending for a wild card spot. Be interesting how they do. I really would be interested how this goes for them. So thanks for watching. This is Shark News Sports. See you next video. Bye.